Let's take you through the starting grid for the junior Rotax final for round number 3. Starting on pole position will be Boris Maximov, who has now moved up to second in the championship standings. Alongside him, new points leader after finishing second in the ranking after heats and second in the final intermediate classification, number 222 of Great Britain's Jacob Ashcroft. Bran van der Weyken and Cameron Nelson round out row number 2. Then we've got Lars Lambers and Adam Vida on row 3. Mate Gobahidze, the youngster from Georgia, joined by India's Ariman Bansal, Luca van Leer, Thijs van Wijk, Lieke van Berkel, Jim Back, Nicolas Machon, Ollie Wise and Max Swiderski round out the grid. Vlad Tominchuk is a non-starter. So Jacob Ashcroft on 410 points. Boris Maximov now second in the standings on 397. Thijs van Wijk on 375 rounds out the top 3. Then we also have the likes of Cameron Nelson, who is on 364 points. Mate Gobahidze has gone up the order and is actually tied with Lars Lambers on 306 points apiece towards the bottom part of the top 10. So the apple cart, the sand timers, whatever you want to call, the paradigm shift is happening. Harry Bartel was the championship leader. Has not been with us here at Kerpen, so we'll have 2 drop scores of 0 points. But more to the point, Ashcroft, last year's champion in Minimax, pretty much having the perfect season. Some of the drivers will head on to Lonato for the final round of the Euro Trophy next weekend, but the final gets underway right now. Here we go. And a good start by the inside line as the drivers make their way into turn 2. All trying to get through. They all have got through at 3. Still some juxtaposing for position. Adam Vida being stuck between a rock and a hard place in the Falcon chassis. The Falcon Racing team not new to Rotax in terms of their drivers, but the entity is in Falcon have now come into Rotax as of this round. For the moment, Maximov leads. Second, Van der Weyken in the 290. Then Ashcroft in the 222. Maximov, after the opening lap, has a lead of just under 3.5 tenths of a second ahead of Bran van der Weyken, Jacob Ashcroft, Lars Lambers, Mate Gobahidze up 2 places already. The youngster running with Dan Holland Racing from Georgia, now up to 5th and trying to catch those in front. This has been the best weekend so far for Mate Gobahidze. Luca van Leer, Thijs van Wijk, both up 2 places and round out the top 8. Max Swiderski, no surprise here with his previous form. Also a previous BNL Karting Series champion, predominantly in Mini. Has made his way up 4 places. So after 2 laps, new fastest lap done by Bran van der Weyken in second position, 45.566. Van der Weyken quickest in the opening sector. Sector 2, Maximov. Sector 3, Ashcroft. It's getting really close out there. Sharp end before the first couple of minutes done and dusted. Still another 9 plus an additional lap to go. Through into the Schumacher S go our drivers, as Van der Weyken is not wanting to hang around for too much longer behind. Boris Maximov looks to dive to the inside. Now, bearing in mind they are both under the same awning, so Berger Bouvin will be keeping a close set of eyes on his 2 drivers at the front end of the field. The drivers continue on their merry way. Fastest lap of the race so far by the driver down in 11th, Luca van Leer in the 284. Last time round after 3 laps put in a 45.457. Van der Weyken, is he any closer? Fractionally closer to Boris Maximov, but here comes the move up the inside. Bran van der Weyken takes the lead on turn 2, lap 4, and gets through on Boris Maximov. And now, well, I can hear the Jaws music burning its imprint into my eardrums at the moment, courtesy of Maximov in second and Ashcroft in third. Like the old Mini-Max days a couple of years back. Down into turn 2 here on lap number 6. The top 3 covered by less than 4/10 of a second. The quickest of the trio was the man in third, Ashcroft. Not by much though. Luca van Leer, another new personal best and also fastest lap of the race. Looks like Adam Vida trying to get through on Luca van Leer possibly. Yeah, getting the job done on the 286 Falcon. Now Maximov is losing a little bit of pace at times on the circuit in comparison to the race leader. But when you have someone like Jacob Ashcroft behind you, the first thing you want to do is you want to just try and make sure he doesn't get past. That's easier said than done. So the top 3 make their way through Mudkurva, passing the gravel trap on the right-hand side of that left-hander through the Schumacher S. Lars Lambers is starting to catch. So is Madek Kubahidze. Looking at the lap times, well, Van der Weyken, Maximov and Ashcroft all set the last lap times they've just set. Personal best for the 3 of them. Thijs van Wijk, however, in the number 246, who started 10th, now has the fastest lap of the race, 45.233. Just over the halfway point of this race. Adam Vida's found himself dropping all the way down to 10th ahead of Raymond Bansal from India, who started in 8th place. Ollie Wise from the UK in 256 has made his way up to 12th. Once again, we go around for just a lap of just over 1,100 metres here at the F-Hunting in Kerpen. It's all about who blinks first. Who's going to be the one that pulls the pin on the grenade and throws it. And at the minute, it's become a little bit more stable, let's say. Drivers are still able to push. Not to the point where it just gets a bit silly and unnecessary. Luca van Leer, in the meantime, did have the fastest lap of the race, but back it goes to Thijs van Wijk in the 246, who's right with Mate Kubahidze and also Lars Lambers. That's the battle from 6th up to 4th. So the 3 drivers very much in the mix, but they've also got to try and, if they find that they're losing time to those in front, they're going to have to start indirectly working together and move forwards. That's going to be easier said than done, if I'm completely truthful. But there is going to be a dive up the inside. Oh, well, there we go. A bit of a move up the inside of Mate Kubahidze. Thijs van Wijk, I think, managed to get through on both the Georgian, whilst in the meantime, Max Swiderski is closing in on Luca van Leer. There's Matic Obahidze coming down the hill through turn 6 into 7 and 8, and he's got Thijs van Wijk in front, so that means well, that's going to be the case that Matic Obahidze is going to lose a couple of positions, but the battle at the front end of the field is really starting to pick up velocity because Boas Maximoff back in the race lead. Bran van der Weyken back up the inside through at turn 2 here on lap number 12. Oh, and there's a little bit of a sidewall clash between the two teammates. If they keep on at that rate, and again through on the inside of turn number 5, Maximoff goes back through for the race lead, and Jacob Ashcroft now makes it not just 2's company, but 3 is a crowd. And then you've got to wait for seeing what might happen behind them. Who's going to start closing on in as we head into the final 2 minutes, plus an additional lap. 4th, it's Lars Lambers. 5th, Thijs van Wijk. 6th, Georgia's Matic Obahidze. Then after that, Luca van Leer being hustled by Max Swiderski, who started from the back of the field and now is up to 8th. It's all about how Jacob Ashcroft plays his cards right about now as they come through turn 5. Maximoff sternly defends from Van der Weyken. Now down through the dip at turn 7 and 8. The drivers make their way through the Michael Schumacher S. Once again, now round the final corner. 3 laps remain. And the gap between the top 3 was just under 0.37 of a second. Ashcroft going very tight to the inside of turn 2 because now he sees directly over his right shoulder that Lars Lambers and Thijs van Wijk and maybe even Matic Obahidze will make this a 6-way scrap for the race lead and inevitably the race win here in the final. Through Mutkirva, you cannot pick a winner between this quintet right about now. Just over 2.2 kilometres remain, and Maximoff still holding on by a finger thread. And now Ashcroft's starting to have to defend because Lambers is sprawling all over his back bumper. As, oh, great move. Ashcroft up the inside. I think he just got the pair of them. He did the double through at turn 5. Outstanding manoeuvre by Jacob Ashcroft to take the race lead with a lap and a half to go through at turn 5. Maximoff and Van der Weyken were battling away and Ashcroft mugged the pair of them. 1 more lap to go. Ashcroft leads. Van der Weyken 2nd. Lambers 3rd. Van Wijk 4th. Maximoff down to 5th. Into turn 2 for the final time. It's a 3-way exchange. Make that Matic Obahidze. Wow! I thought it was going to be enough with Jacob Ashcroft. Matic Obahidze, I think, has just struck gold and has gotten up into 3rd place. Lambers, Van Wijk and Maximoff were battling away and Matic Obahidze is up to 3rd. Dramatic overtakes and absolute sheer bravado have been part of this final lap, but out of the final corner, he goes into Genk as the championship leader. Ashcroft wins by 83 thousandths. Bran van der Weyken 2nd. And Matic Obahidze from Georgia takes 3rd after one of the most brilliant overtakes I've ever seen here at Kerpen. Through at turns 2 and 3. Lambers rounds out the top 4 ahead of Thijs van Wijk. Max Swiderski from 15th to 6th at the flag. Raymond Bansel. Boas Maximoff finishes 8th, having led for quite a lot of the race. Luca van Leer, Cameron Nelson, Adam Vida, Ollie Wise, Lieke van Berkel, Nicolas Machon and Jim Back round out the finishing order. Unfortunately, Vlad Tominchuk did not take part in the rest of the week after the Heat 1 dramatic incident, but Ashcroft wins and leads the championship going into Genk.